Hello everyone, it's Amy, and I'm just going to paint some ribbon. I was watching Josie Gitto make, she was making some feather embellishments. I'm just shaking my Dilutions paints. And she was making some feather embellishments, and she had put some homemade ribbon, and so I asked her if she had a video of making the homemade ribbon, and she didn't have one. So she said she was going to do one, and she did. She did one just the other day, so you can go check that out. And so I was playing the next day, and she didn't have her video up, so I didn't record making these ones. But these are, actually this was one long one, and I wound up cutting it in half. But I just used sprays on this, and I just did the rainbow colors, and I thought it turned out so good. This is actually... these are strips off of my wedding dress. I asked both of my girls if they ever thought they would use it, and of course, oh no, it's the most awful wedding dress in the world, you know, like as far as style goes. It's not this in style. So they said they wouldn't use it. It was sitting in my closet in a black plastic bag because I never did take it to the cleaners. And so I washed it in my washing machine, and I cut all of the pieces apart on it. I cut all the sequins and everything, you know, whatever you call that, the appliques and stuff off. And so when I saw Josie doing that, and she had said something about making it out of wedding dresses, it made me think, hey, I've got my wedding dress all cut up and in boxes. And so I went and I tore strips of my wedding dress, so that way you would have a straight line. And then I just went along the edges and I pulled off the extra little strings all the way down. And what that does is it keeps it, you know, I mean, I had the strings fraying out the edge. And so I just basically ripped them off until I had this nice little fray on the edge. And that stops the strings from continuing to come off. And so I thought, well, I did it with sprays. I'm going to try it with Dilutions this morning. And then I'm going to dry it, and I'm going to get some of my stamps, some of my own homemade stamps, and I'm going to stamp on it, and, you know, we'll just kind of see how it turns out. But I just thought it was really cool to make your own ribbon. I thought that was a really good idea. Something I really, you know, hadn't thought of is using my material to make, I mean, I've used it for, like, edging and stuff before, but I've never thought to just, like, make it as my own ribbon that I could have to use whenever I wanted. And so I just decided that I wanted to have a play with it, and I thought I'd bring you along and show you how I do it, because I really don't know what I'm going to do. We'll just find out. But it was really cool that Josie put up a video right away to watch, and I didn't want to put one up until after she did, because she was kind enough to say that she would. And so that was a good video. I'm going to put some on my sponge, but I'm going to tap it off because I don't want it to be super heavy, I don't think. I think I want it to just be nice and thin. Oh, it takes really nice to the material. We'll get some red. Maybe I'll kind of do this one like I did the other. I just did rainbow colors. I figured that way I would have anything that I needed for any project I was working on. But I cut a bunch of strips, and I don't know that I'll do them all. I think I'm going to play with different things. I really like the way that the sprays really soaked in. And this kind of seems to be sitting on the top. And we'll see how that goes. Maybe I'll spritz it with a little bit of water. That might help. Because I think that I like the sprays so far. Even though I'm just starting, I like the sprays better. So we'll kind of play with it and see how it goes. We'll get a little turquoise here. I guess I'm not going to do rainbow colors because I didn't get out any yellow. So that would be a bit difficult. But anyways, we're going on the weekend here. It's Friday today, and we've got to get some things taken care of outside, and we've got a lot to do inside the house. Let's see, what color haven't I used yet? I haven't used the purple. But it's supposed to be, it's good that we have things that we need to do inside the house, because it's supposed to be heat index of over 100, and that's Fahrenheit, so that's hot. So they're warning people to, you know, use caution when you're going outside this weekend. If you go outside this weekend, because it is going to be so hot. It has been quite miserable for the last few days. Now on here, see, I went out onto the fringe here, but here I was just concentrating on the material. So I do need to go back and cover that fringe, because I don't want that to be white. I wasn't really paying attention that I didn't go out that far. And I think then, now that I've got all the different, got orange on that one, might as well use it. Now that I've got, these are all the colors that I pulled out. So now that I've got these all on here, I think I'll grab my water bottle and we'll spray this and see what spraying it does. So, get a little bit more on here. And let's get a little bit more orange on here. It really does look kind of cool. So, alright, hold on just a second. I'll be back with my water bottle. Okay, I'm back, and I have my water bottle. I'm going to move my sprayed ones out of the way. Just kind of give that a spritz. And then maybe we'll take a clean sponge and see if we can... that's not working so well. You need to use a clean spot every time, because what I did was when I ran all the way down through the purple, then I brought it back, and then I started with the purple again here on my sponge. So, and then the purple going over the green, it's okay. So I don't think I really like doing that. Maybe just come in here and blend my lines where they came together. Yeah, that's very blocky. The others blended so well. The sprays blended so well. What did I do with my green one? There it is. I'll put some more green back on here. I don't like that purple covering it up too much. There we go. So I think now I'm just going to try and be very random about it. I need to get my paints out of the way. There we go. I think I'm just going to get some paint on each one. And just do it very randomly. Some purple. I need to get some more purple. Sorry about talking quiet. I do that all the time. I notice I go partway through the video and the sound is really good, and then I get to messing with it and I talk very quiet. My husband says I do that too. Even here. I'll be talking to him and then I just kind of like space off, and really I'm almost like talking to myself. So sorry about that. I don't mean to be quiet. So we've got red, turquoise, purple. We don't have any of the blue. I'm going to try and fill in what white I see left. I'm getting a little bit of mud. Need a little bit more blue here. Okay, that's kind of cool. I don't know why it reminds me of candy. I don't have any idea why. Now let's try spraying it first and making it wet and see what that does. Ooh, I kind of like that. That's really blending very well. Put turquoise on there. Put a little purple. You gotta watch the purple. It likes to mud up with everything. and green. I forgot green in that last set. Some on here. Yeah, that looks really cool. I like the way that that really blended nicely. Because I'm just messing around with it, so I'm not doing a great job. I just kind of thought that I would see how the different things work. I really do like this. Now this has soaked right through, and I really like that. So because when you got the white on the back, it's not, if you twist that around or something on whatever project you're doing, that white's going to show. So I do like it to soak through. Let's see here. What was I doing? Oh, I was going to go back. I'm going to put a little bit of the green in my little, this one. Don't forget to get the frilly edges. Yeah, I thought this was pretty cool. Good way to use, instead of letting my wedding dress just sit in the closet. And I'll never wear it again. Even if I was to get divorced, which I'm not planning on, and get remarried, first off, I would never wear the same wedding dress, and secondly, it would never fit me. I was like a size 0 when I got married, and I'm nowhere close to that now. Although our anniversary is tomorrow, and we will be married 28 years tomorrow, so that's kind of cool. Because I don't like the white on the back of that, I'm going to spray this part too, just so that it will soak through. Just want that color to soak through there. And it did. Perfect. And actually that really looks, it actually looks a lot better now. So, alrighty. Well, what do we have here left on the end? Maybe I'll try and pick up these dots, but I'm going to have to be careful, because this could go bad really quick, turning into mud. I'm going to come over here where I had blotted off my sponges, making sure that I move my ribbon so that I'm not mixing those colors too bad. Brown is one of my favorite colors, but I don't like mud when I'm painting. And I'm going to just use up some of the paint that I've got on my sponges. And then I'm going to go off and dry this, grab out some of my different stamps, and then I'm going to come back and stamp on it like Josie did. So if you don't know Josie Gitto, go check out her channel. She's got some pretty cool things on there. And yeah, and I thought that that was really nice that, you know, she did a video right away after I asked her about it. So, all right, let's see. We've got some really nice turquoise going on right here, because I stuck it in the paint pot. So be careful where your paint pots are when you're moving your ribbon around. Alrighty, so I am going to dry this. I will be right back. I'm back, and I grabbed a few of my little tiny handmade stamps. I have a little flower, a heart, a bird. Oh, I have 2 hearts, and another little flower. So, and then I'm going to use black StazOn with my stamps. And then I also grabbed just a few stencils. This one is just squares. That's just a homemade one that I have. And this is just a little homemade one. And I have a Tim Holtz burlap, a Tim Holtz, well, I don't know what it's called, but circles. And then I really kind of liked this border right here, maybe even part of that. And I'm going to do my stencils in white paint. So I'm going to hurry because while I was sitting drying my ribbon, my niece called from next door. She needs change, so she's going to at some point come over and get that. And while I was talking to her, my uncle called and wanted to know if Papa was going to be up to having company today. And so him and his wife are coming up. So we are going to have a busy day. But I really want to get this done because I want to see how it turns out. So I'm just going to randomly stamp down the full length of my ribbon. It's not a brand new Stays-On pad, so it's not coming out super dark, which is actually okay, but it is coming out. I suppose I should go just a little bit slower, but that's looking good. So we've got that one. I don't think I'm going to use the large and small heart. Let me turn this around. I have to go from left to right since I'm right-handed. But, yeah, so I just thought I'd try and come back and get this done before everybody gets here. And my husband doesn't work on Fridays. He's at the chiropractor right now. So, or no, he's at physical therapy right now. So he will be home shortly. And, yeah, so we're going to be busy today. We go from, like, not having anyone here to having everybody here at the same time, which is good. Papa's going to be so happy to see my Uncle Sam. That's my mom's little brother. And, of course, my mom and dad were married for 65 years, so he's Dad's little brother now, too. And they've been in the Philippines all winter, and they haven't been able to come up since they got back, so, yeah, Papa's going to be so happy to see him. He keeps asking when I think they'll come. Now with my bird on this one, I'm just doing my little bird there, and I'm twisting my stamp as I go, so the birds are flying every which way, including upside down. Because depending on where I put it on a project, you never know what side's going to be up. So this is going to be really nice to have company today. I'm very excited. Okay, that's all the stamps that I'm going to use. So we're going to put this away. I should probably give it a really quick, just give it a really quick heat. Give it a quick dry. And this is the Tim Holtz. I just got this recently. Boy, it's hot. It's a lot hotter than my other heat gun, it seems like. I do like the fact of how quiet it, even Papa noticed. And he can't hardly hear. But the first time I was using it, he's like, well, he said, do you even have it on? I said, yes, I have it on. Well, I can't hear it. Of course, he doesn't hear well. But, yeah, I told him I was actually using it. And he said it's a lot quieter than my other one. I always go off usually when I use the other one because it is so loud. Okay, I think that's probably good. So Stays-On dries really quick anyways. So now we're going to do a little bit of white. We're going to, oops, drop that on the floor. There we go. All right, I'm going to do a little bit of white. What am I going to start with? I'm going to start with the little tiny squares. And I'm just going to put my white right here on the craft mat. And this is a white apple barrel, and this is a gloss. I do like this apple barrel. I buy the white and the black in gloss, and I just like to use it that way. I don't know why. I think it's a little thicker, it seems like to me. It seems like it just covers a little bit better. A little thicker. And there goes the phone again. Okay, I'll be right back. I did finish putting the little squares on there, and I like how that's looking. And now I think I'm going to try some of this border, and I'm just going to maybe just do like one of those at a time, because you know your ribbon is really small. I did go through and pick out some really small, I tried to pick out some really small stencils. So, because I want things to be a little overlapped here and there. I want them to be a little overlapped here and there, but I don't want them to, everything to just totally drown out everything else. So we'll just put a few of these on, and that was Papa, so I'm going to put a few of these on. And then I think that I will let you go, and I think the only other thing I'm going to put on here is I'm going to put on some of the Tim Holtz circles. And so I will do that, and I will dry it, and then I will come back and show you what it looks like as soon as I get that one on there. So, because I have to go take care of Papa. So I'll be back in just a minute to show you my finished piece of ribbon. And this was really fun to do. You ought to give it a try if you just got any kind of piece of extra material. It doesn't have to be your wedding dress. So, yeah, if you have any piece of extra material, just go ahead and give it a try. I really have had a blast with this. It's really been fun. I love to just get messy. And then, you know, you've got something here to use if you've got a project you're trying to get out. I'm going to keep some white in case I have a project that I want a specific color for. And I do think that I really kind of liked doing the spray better. It was a lot quicker, and I think it blended so much nicer, and it soaked through so much better. So, but I'll be back and show you the final product in just a second. Okay, so I'm back, and this is my final product. I've got all of my stencils on here. Some circles, some squares. I've got my stamps. I've got my Dilutions paints. And you could, when Josie did it, she used puffy paint. And you can sew things on here. You could sew little buttons on here, sew beads on here. Anything, a little bead like in the center of these would be really cute. So, yeah, and then you can just use this as edging on a project. Just like making your own washi tape and your own borders, you just want to make sure you get a little something everywhere because you never know exactly what parts you're going to use. And you don't want a big blank spot. You can, this is about 1.5 inches wide from edge of fray to edge of fray. And if you want a thinner piece, you can just grab it in the middle and just give it a rip. And it will rip straight. And because this is the way that the, I don't know if you call it grain or whatever, but that's the way it goes in the ribbon. That's the way I ripped it the first time. So you would be able to just grab it there and give it a rip. And now you've got 2 skinnier pieces. And then all you do is just grab the extra strings that are sticking out and take those off of there. And then you'll wind up with fray on both sides. This fray's not as colored as the other side, but you can cut that off or you can do whatever you want. But yeah, so there we go. There is my homemade ribbon. Thank you, Josie, for the inspiration. This was really fun to do. I hope that you all have a nice play with it. And again, here I've got this one that I haven't done any stamping or anything yet on. Love the colors. And this was done with a sparkle kind of spray. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope that you have an outstanding day. Bye-bye.